It's Ebro on the Morris, Laura Styles,
Hi.
Miguel taking over the show. Rosenberg's in Paris.
Yes.
With his wonderful wife.
That's awesome.
And he's hosting Wireless Festival this weekend.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's dope, right?
That's really fucking right. Excuse me. That's really
no,
righteous.
you go with the cursing. We'll get it together. We're being viewed, and we're currently on Hot 97. Miguel, the new album. Yo, listen, give it up.
Wildheart.
Yeah. I want to talk about the album art. I would like to know what's going on this album cover. You're naked. There's a woman. I don't know if she's laying across your lap.
We're naked. Yeah.
What is she doing, sir?
Well, I mean, what she's doing is what she's doing. We took a photo. But the album art is all symbolic, man. It's all about, how empowering, knowing what you want, knowing where you stand, knowing what you believe in, knowing what you're willing to sacrifice. When you answer those questions for yourself, it affords a certain amount of freedom, man, and you're less likely to care about how the world views you or what other people think of your decisions and what you do and how your decisions come across.
You've been a nonconformist musically for some time. If you go through all of your songs, you started out obviously an amazing songwriter. You had hits, but you were kind of in one lane of kind of making like a R&B, hip hop and fusion type thing. And since then, you've branched out a little bit musically, more guitars, more fashion, more, just stepped outside a traditional box. Do you feel like am I describing it right?
I think that's more of a perception. I've always been the artist I am here.
Right.
And here, my intention has been very pure in wanting to create music that was different and interesting. And for the time that I released my music, let's be clear, there was no R&B music didn't sound like it does now.
That's right.
It was a very different landscape sonically. So
and you had J. Cole on your record. Your first thing was you was there with J. Cole early, and you guys
absolutely
similar management even in the beginnings,
well,
right?
Well, we had Mark Pitts was managing J. Cole at the time.
Got it.
Mark Pitts is the person that signed me.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
which says a lot about Mark Pitts. He's obviously
he was involved
used
in
to manage
B.I.G.
Biggie. Yeah, there we go. So he's like living legend.
Chris Brown,
exactly,
he was instrumental in that. So he knows.
Exactly. Oh yes, yeah. But I think starting out, I did a lot of growing up in front of everyone. You know what I'm saying? Just not only as a musician, more so as a human being, like as a person, and I think the music reflects that. So All I Want Is You is me in kind of coming out of adolescence. Kaleidoscope Dream is a young man with talent and vision. This album is a man with talent, vision, and purpose. So.
And what's that purpose? Can you describe that to us?
Wildheart is the purpose. It's the conversation. It's the conversation with my fans, being able to say, listen, you don't have to conform. You can do it your way. Believe in yourself. Know what you want. Know where you stand. Know, like we were talking about earlier. Answering these questions for yourself frees you from the need or feeling like you need to conform to other people's expectations of normality or society's formulaic way of saying this is happiness, this is success, this is blah blah blah. I think when you take the time to answer those questions for yourself, and define those things for yourself, then you move in a way that resonates with your purpose, and that's not the way that someone else would do it. It's unique to you, and that's what life is about. It's about doing it your way. The funny thing is that normality is a question, or normality, the idea of normality is a farce. It's not real. There's no such thing as normality.
Weird is actually different is the normal.
Yeah, exactly. We've all experienced life in a unique way. Mm-hmm. Our experiences, our circumstances, so on and so forth. That's all unique, man. We've all got our own we see the world from our own set of glasses,
And you talk about that in the song. He has a song called "What's Normal Anyway."
Yeah. People rush to gather themselves in groupings for safety. Because it's easier to be like everyone else than it is to do what you're doing, which is be a Wildheart, right? Be somebody who's going to have passion in things that aren't conforming.
I mean, I don't think that it's necessary. What I'm saying is that we all want the same emotions in life. We all want love. We want happiness. We want freedom, so on and so forth. But what that looks and feels like for everyone is different, man. It's different. And that's okay. That's what life is about. It's about your individual journey. So I'm not saying that what you want has to be as extreme or against the grain or unconventional as, say, becoming a musician and, in the limelight or blah, 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 whatever comes with that. I'm saying it's whatever that fulfills, whatever is fulfilling to you. If you want to go, I don't know, do science in Antarctica and that's what you really want to do and figure out, or if it's that you just want to, not just, but I'm saying if you love construction work, that's what you love, like do that. Like I think there's just it's such a formulaic way in the programming that you do A, B, and then you get C. This is how you become a successful. You do this and you do this. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I just don't believe in that, man. That's not the way the world works. And it's not, it creates people who feel like there isn't enough. But when you realize that we don't all want the same things. We all want the same feelings, but in a different way. Getting there is different for each other. Then all of a sudden the world is like plentiful. There is enough for everyone because we don't want the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't all want fame. We don't all want, and I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? We just don't all want the same thing.
No, you're saying it right.
You're
saying it right.
Yeah.
And everybody doesn't want fame.
Yeah.
Some people want to not be in the forefront. Some people want to be in the forefront. Some people want to be seen. Look, not everyone's on social media.
Real.
Not as many people as, everybody's doing it.
Right.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Right.
There are people who are absolutely giving zero fucks about half the shit we see on blogs, and there's a whole other world out there.
Righteous.
I was just looking through the album tracks, and I was thinking about "Face the Sun" with Lenny Kravitz.
Of course you were.
How was that session like? Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
I want to know who was facing the sun and at what time. And was this an afternoon facing of the sun? Was this after a long night? Somebody was facing the sun. Were you behind said person while they were facing the sun?
Face the Sun, it actually happened remotely, even though we worked for like a weekend. The crazy thing about working with Lenny was we actually created it was more just to kind of create, man, and just see if we have, if our creativity,
was this the first time you guys in the studio together?
Yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you, man, it was the most encouraging and inspiring. One of the most encouraging and inspiring, couple days sessions that I've had with other musicians, because this is a person that I've looked at as an icon, a musical mentor, and yet and still there was like a crazy level of humanity. Like it wasn't pretentious. It wasn't like I'm
Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah,
like nah, he's not that dude.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. And man, to look up to someone and then finally work with them, and then them to know that they've experienced like extremes of like, success, superstardom, losing anonymity, all of those things, and yet and still be like, down to earth, like rooted and sturdy. Man, that's what it's about, That's what this is. Like for me, that's what I would love to accomplish. Is
some people are afraid to meet their heroes, though. You hear that, like, don't meet your heroes, you might be disappointed. You know what I mean? And when you have an experience where you meet your hero,
man, and
it's a great experience, that's something to be cherished. For
righteous.
I saw that.
We've all met enough creative people where you're like, well, I didn't really expect.
Yeah.
Like I really liked this dude or this girl before, but I don't really know anymore. You know, and it's real. It's real. So it was really, really cool, man.
I saw that Rolling Stone referred to your album as electric porn R&B. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
How do you feel about that?
Can I
Electric porn
Yes,
R&B.
I love that. If I'm
Righteous.
Miguel, yes.
Righteous.
Electric porn R&B is what
Righteous.
it's about.
Righteous.
Yo, you got Corrupt on your album, bro.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, making that record. The record called NWA.
Yeah.
Featuring Corrupt. So
Righteous.
it's very LA, which is where you're from, and I'm
Yes,
sure
born and
NWA is a
raised.
group. But talk to me about this, your interpretation.
NWA is just about the attitude. It's about having the confidence to say,
Whatever the fuck you
yeah,
want.
exactly. There you go. And I don't think there's any, because I feel like it would have been too obvious and almost cliche to be like, hey, by the way, to get someone from NWA,
Right.
you know, as much as I would have been honored to have Dre or, you know what I'm saying, Ice Cube on it.
Ren.
Right, exactly. MC Ren would be insane. I mean, just because it's like way unexpected.
Yeah.
But I think more so because it's just about the attitude and not so much about gangsta. You know what I mean? It's just about the confidence.
And that's a rock
you know,
star thing, though.
Yeah.
That confidence, that rock star, whether it was James Brown, whether it was Chuck Berry, whether it was, Prince, whether that was a rock, Mick Jagger standing at the edge of the stage, grabbing your dick and just doing your thing. You know
whatever.
what I mean?
Just doing whatever you want and saying what you feel, I think is what NWA is about. And I think there's a little bit of NWA in everybody, and I wanted to capture that. And there's no, I always felt like Corrupt was like the underrated, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just kind of underrated and never really got the, he was always had the dope feature.
MCs
yeah,
know.
exactly.
People that know hip hop know Corrupt was that dude.
I promise you, he freestyled for 5 minutes on Power One. Excuse me.
No,
on
go
another,
ahead.
in LA.
Power 106,
that's our
there we go.
sister
Yeah, your sister station in LA, Power 106. He freestyled for like 5 minutes straight. Murder, just all fire. When it was not written, like when MCs really, you know what I'm talking about.
You threw words at them and they just figured out.
They were going.
Yeah.
It was. I feel like it was during, and it wasn't even like Wake Up Show.
Yeah.
It was like midday, and like it was just he was just freestyling and murdered, and I'll never forget that, and that made me a huge fan of his when I was younger. So I always wanted to work with him.
Talk to me about this record, Destinado a Morir.
Destinado a Morir is destined to die. That's like living the moment, because the truth is our time here is short. And that's wild. That's what Wildheart is about. There's obvious things that people associate with what Wildheart sounds like, but it's really just about knowing yourself enough to trust your instincts, to trust and rely on your intuition, because that's like it's a much deeper and connected place that we kind of forget in the midst of cell phones and computers and all the like noise we get from like marketing and billboards and all these things. Like, this is noise, man. The moment you clear away all that stuff and you take the time to figure out what you stand for, what you care about, the less likely you're gonna make decisions that are swayed by the way you want things to come across. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not being worried about how people see your actions or feel about your actions.
How does now you're a woman of 10 years, right? That you're very, in love with, but that type of thing, you guys have defined your relationship in your own terms. But I'm sure like it came out, Miguel says that he's in an open relationship with his girl, or however you guys define it. But and as I'm hearing you talk, right, it sounds like you guys don't give a fuck what people think, right? You guys aren't. I
think in general, and I've learned that protecting my relationship is really it's vital at this juncture. So I don't care to discuss. I think I want to protect that.
Got it.
So in general though, any relationship is unique to the people involved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Of course.
That's all I can say. It's like even like friendships are you can't judge people's
friendships. But that's what I'm speaking of is the
so
outside judgment, the way people take however they interpret your love and your relationship. Right?
I'm just talking about relationships
in period.
In general.
But my
Yeah.
relationship with my lady, and we have a wife, we have a child together, and we're not
Righteous.
married, right?
Right.
And I call her my wife, and people say, "Well, she's not your wife." I mean, I'm committed to her for life. She's my wife. That's what it is.
Righteous.
Or however we define our relationship. But the public puts pressure on you to define things, just
Yeah.
like we were talking about before,
Yeah.
in terms that are normal,
Right. Are accepted.
And so
Yeah.
then when you don't, they try to attack your loved ones and make them second guess, or they try to do this or do that. And
Man,
I mean, but you've
crazy-
experienced that even as an artist, right?
It's
The
a-
songs that you write, or the
Across
way
the
the
board,
clothes you wear, or the way you styled your hair,
Right.
or the jewelry, or this
Yeah.
or that.
Righteous.
You've always been able to walk through that fire a little bit and take those hits.
Man, at the end of the day, like I said, it's really about what makes you happy. You know, what's the purpose of all this? My purpose is to put myself on my line at every juncture. It's to put
For your freedom and your happiness.
Man, that's as a creative person, that's what I'm here to do. Is to put my fears, my insecurities, my perspective, my experiences on the line and give it to the world. That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? That may put me in the crossfire,
Yeah.
you know, and I think the best artists did that, man. My favorite artists did that. They always did that. They always challenged the conventions and challenged the way you look at it. James Brown cutting his hair at the time, or doing his hair a certain way at one point, then allowing it to be natural.
When he went natural,
You know what
it
I'm
was a
saying?
thing, yeah.
It was a challenge of the
Got rid of the
convention.
perm and was
Right.
on his Black Righteous.
There we go, and that was a thing at the time. It was challenged by lots of people, and it was a question. You look at artists like David Bowie, it was like androgyny and the beginnings of androgyny and like glam rock and whatnot. Like those are challenging social conventions. You're coming out of like the '60s where it was very you know, here in the States, it's like, what is that, the atomic age. And it's very like, you know, you have the American dream, and it's like, you know, families look a certain way. There's all this like social economic pressure, and yet and still like men are supposed to be very like, not mechanical, but
macho and manly.
yeah,
in a
just
certain
like
type
not,
of way.
like, yeah, exactly.
Fit a
like,
certain mold.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it like, so just my favorite artist always did that. And something in me feels no need to appease, to do things just to appease, you know, the people paying attention, to convince them that my music is viable. Like I make great music, man. It comes from a real place, and that cuts through. You know what I mean? I think everything else is secondary. So in that way, I think I feel complete freedom to do as I please, express myself as I please, the same way I feel any one of my friends, you, or, you know what I'm saying, anyone should. You know, I would be living a lie if I didn't live my truth in every single way.
Was that
you know?
an epiphany for you at some point? Was it a struggle for you? Was there a period that like you could tell us at this moment I was making this record, and you know what I mean? Us as fans of your music.
Righteous. No, you were there though. You were there, E.
Well, the
Kaleidoscope,
record, yeah.
like that whole, man, that was a good time. It was a really good
They
time.
never
bro.
believe the stories. They're like,
Wait,
you wasn't
what
in
do
the
you
studio.
wait?
with
What do you
me.
mean you were there?
I was like, yo, the drums on drugs, man.
You're
I was
right.
there for them drums. I
Real.
put some 808s
You give
in
them
there.
such a
Real,
tough time about it.
real. Those conversations are real. And
They're
but
like, yo, you wasn't in the studio. I was like, I was right there, man.
you don't got the answers, E.
Nah, exactly.
No, but that was a pivotal time. I think, like I was saying, like
We was doing, and by the way, we was doing a lot of drinking.
Yeah.
Right? I got him on tequila.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he was on Jack Daniels.
Yes,
got
I
you
was
to
on whiskey
tequila.
at the time.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Switched that over, and we
Yep.
was experimenting with 808s and guitars and
Yeah.
different chords and
Righteous.
different shit. So
Yeah.
you think that was the moment where you were like, yo, I gotta push a little farther sonically?
I think it's that was a pivotal, that was another renaissance. You know, I think what came out of those sessions has everything to do with how I was living, you know, and that was a revolution for me. So it's reflected in the album. I was living in New York. Here in New York, man, it's nonstop. You can create an amazing moment out of nothing here. You
Just
can
like
walk down
that,
the street,
yeah.
and that's why I love New York, man. I always have like my heart, a part of my heart will be here,
Yeah.
just because it's just the belief in Kaleidoscope Dream that you're curating your life and that your experiences are all subject to your subconscious thought patterns and your conscious decisions, like that's real here.
So you recorded
can
most
really-
of Kaleidoscope Dream here.
Oh yeah, essentially it was all
The-
here,
the
with the
entire
exception
thing.
of Adorn. I did that at my place, you know, in my at the time my apartment in LA, but I was living here. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, so that was a pivotal moment. You know, I think All I Want Is You was talented young man. You know what I'm saying? Kaleidoscope Dream was like talented young man with a vision. Like, okay, I got vision now. I kind of see
things
what
I couldn't see before.
yeah, absolutely. And that's why the evolving and the sonic of this album is different, because this album is more aggressive, you know? There's just a pulse to this album and a directness to this album that is fun and off the cuff, that I think comes from that place of like just trusting the intuition.
But also
you know?
probably people pushing on you a little bit. They've been pushing on you since, what was the award show with the missed kick jump thing and people making memes out of you and lost. They've been pushing you. So did some of your I don't give a fuckness on this album come from like, yo, my G, I'm that motherfucker, like chill?
I mean, I think it's been a part of, it's what allowed me to say I just want a quickie, or you know what I'm saying, pussy is mine. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a part of who I am. That's why I've always challenged my listeners, even from jump. I've always challenged my listeners, because I really don't care to do it the way people are used to it, to make them like it. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel way more sturdy now, and I less just, you know, just free, you know, way more free, I would say.
Miguel, the album on sale right now, and I think you're prepared for, on all your albums you take a lot of time, right? Like the singles come out, Coffee's out right now, it's doing very well, right? No, and
Righteous.
but it you work it, like then you go on tour and then another record comes, and like you look at a record like Adorn. I remember, you know, people think of that as, I mean, that was a super fucking smash, right?
Righteous.
Like multi-format smash.
Righteous.
But it wasn't like an overnight thing. It wasn't like it hit the radio and hit the internet and was like, it was like 6-7 months.
Righteous.
And the next thing you know, it's a top 5 to number 1 song.
Yeah.
And staying forever.
Yeah.
Like now it's
Yeah.
like one of the, I think it goes in that list of like wedding songs. Like this is, I'm playing
It's a
Adorn
must.
at my
That's
wedding.
so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I mean, it's a blessing to create music that does things that are like you can monitor, and like on paper you can go, wow, 20 how many weeks on broke
Right.
what record, like is the only record to do that. That's a blessing. But yeah, I think more importantly it really is that maybe what I'm doing isn't obvious, you know? It's not.
It takes people time. It's
Yeah.
not lowest common denominator.
Right, which
right?
is
It's not just a headline. It's not just what do they call? What do we call? A troll? Like
troll,
where, you know,
yeah.
like a song to get people's attention or something to just throw out
Righteous.
there to cause some shit. Like it's like you're really trying to do real music, and that takes time for people to consume. Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes I mean, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but sometimes I feel like our attention spans are
Oh,
being
man, that's not.
being driven to be
Listen, I
much
just picked
shorter.
up my phone. I was starting to ignore you already.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. Exactly.
I'm playing.
real. But I mean, it is that is kind of a it's a thing, you know. It's I know that I'm not making music that like is conventional in the sense that it's obvious, you know. It's not like the like right away, like yeah, you know. But I think the intention is to run the marathon, and that's reflected in the smallest ways in each song, but then also in the album. I mean, the way I approach, like you said, like my show and whatnot, and even my career. It's, man, I plan on doing this. I love this, man. I love this shit, you know.
And you can tell. I think
So-
the first time I fell in love with Miguel's music was when I heard Drugs perform live. And I think one thing about music is that it's what you take from it. It's like the feeling.
Yeah.
You remember how you felt
Well,
at
you
that
like
time when
drugs.
you heard it.
I
Well,
mean,
Yeah, I mean, we know you like drugs, Lord. We know you like drugs.
but no. I think your live performance too makes such a difference as an artist. You sit there, and I looked around and everybody, I saw girls like tearing up and people just enjoy it. And when it's sexy, you can feel it. Like, it's so dope.
Thank
You're
you.
incredible live.
I appreciate that.
Are you going? Is there a tour plan? Or
Tour. We start the 24th of July.
And
today's like the first, isn't it? Today's the first. Is it the
Second.
first? The second?
Second.
Goodness, 4th of
Second.
July.
I
What
know.
are 4th of July plans? 4th of July is gonna be.
I'm
pretty
cooking
fun.
and swimming, man.
Yeah.
Smoking and drinking.
Yeah, there we go.
That's
That's
it. That's all I
okay.
got.
And I'm
That's all-
joining him.
Drinking
That's all I
it.
got. Miguel, I want to play Coffee for the People. Let's
Yeah.
get that on since that's the
Righteous.
single. I also want to play Face the Sun
Right.
because I think people
Yeah.
need to hear that record. Heavy Prince influence in there.
Face the Sun.
Yeah, there's some things in
Ah,
there that
yeah,
are Prince-esque.
yeah. There is, yeah.
How much does Prince play a role in the Miguel thing? The Miguel.
I think between Prince, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, David Bowie, and like Bill Withers.
Really?
I think also Hall & Oates. It would be like those 5 or 6. You know what I mean? I think those are like the biggest influences.
Hall
on
&
my
Oates for those
music.
harmonies, right? Those backgrounds,
Man,
those harmonies and
man,
melodies and things.
man.
Yeah, they were crazy.
Which also kind of you can go to like the Beatles too.
Right.
So you can kind of like get some of that. But yeah, I think those are like the biggest influences that are like easy to hear on my music.
Rap music, because I know you're a big hip hop fan. Yeah, rap music.
Biggie, I like literally like studied Biggie. Like his way of telling a story is insane. You know.
Who are you listening to now? I'm just curious.
Now,
Yeah.
I just am catching up to Chance. Yeah. Cole, of course. Wale, of course. Rocky. For fun. You know what I mean? Like he's great for that.
I want ASAP Rocky, Miguel, and Lenny Kravitz to do like a vacation getaway on an island somewhere, right?
That would be
And
too
it's like
righteous.
it's like guest list only. You guys pick all the women, right? And you only invite like select dudes.
To be curated like that, it would be insane.
You know what I mean? High ticket price to go. You know what I'm saying? Like
Where would this be?
We
Lenny
just take
Kravitz's
over
island in the Bahamas.
What? Right. What's the what is that heat? What is that hotel? Is it like hedonism? It's something like that.
Yeah.
We would just take that.
Just take
take
the
that
whole
joint
hotel
over and just
Yeah, no,
it would be pretty.
It would be
insane.
slightly unsafe. It would be
Yeah,
slightly unsafe.
yeah,
It'll be electric porn R&B.
yeah. You might need to strap up. You know what I'm saying?
Might.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Brought to you by Trojan.
Right? Yeah. We have the realest sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Miguel, it's
funny.
always good to hang out with you. Still drinking tequila, or are you back on the whiskey?
Tequila. That's my drink. Tequila, beer, whiskey. Still, you know, I like to have a whiskey or a scotch with a cigar, but that's like more of a
Finally grew up, young man.
gentleman.
Yeah,
You know,
finally
when it's
grew up. Finally grew
you know,
up.
but it's more. That's more of like a pastime with your friends,
With your-
like
with your
guys.
comrades.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Still drinking 40s.
Here and there, not so
Not
much.
really, because you was drinking 8-ball with orange juice. in
Oh,
it, which
yeah.
is some real
Yeah.
old school round the way.
Righteous. Yeah. Nah, I've had to chill since trying to get it together. You know, trying to get
Them abs right. You needed to look right.
Yeah.
Well, I did notice.
40s don't.
You've been
40s
doing.
don't really sit well.
You can look like you was doing some curls, man. Like you've been doing in the gym. Like
A little bit, man. A little.
Mad push-ups every day. You like when you do mad push-ups every day.
Yeah, right after that shot, I was going like no, not
With the girl.
Not
you
really.
were bench pressing
Not really.
the girl.
I was bench pressing the girl. No, but yeah, you know, I think more than anything, it's like working out and staying fit, or at least staying, you know, minding your body is a part of like the meditation. It like I'm a Scorpio. Finding balance for us is like the ultimate. You know what I mean? Because we're really extreme in our tendencies. So for me, it's like one of the ways that I can help clear my mind. It's part of the meditation aside from like meditating.
So are you doing like yoga? Are you, what kind of meditation are you doing? Just
simple. I mean, I don't know
Indian
if there's
style
a
with
name.
the fingers together?
I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. I think it's more just about finding a quiet place. Right. Finding
Nam yang re. That you
Yeah,
doing, you doing
yeah.
that? You
No,
doing that?
no.
The
It's-
chanting and stuff.
no.
The beads and stuff.
Yeah. No.
You know, a little bead.
The
Yeah,
Buddhist beads,
Yeah, there you
no.
go.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't want to be disrespectful. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not that educated on
I
it.
got
didn't
you.
wanna
Me
be
neither.
disrespectful.
No.
Me neither. No, it's just literally like finding a quiet place and
And you can even just sit still.
yeah, and like
What I should be
regulating
doing.
your breathing.
What I
Time
should be
out,
doing. I
time
know,
out,
I know.
time out,
Stop,
time
stop,
out,
stop,
time out.
stop,
Oh
stop,
shit!
stop, stop,
Time
No,
out.
no, no, no. Yes.
Time out.
Stop.
Real quick.
Stop.
What did you say?
I said maybe just sitting still and just
Really?
being quiet.
You've done this before.
Something I have trouble. It's a challenge for me. I'm working on it.
You're gonna start. Laura Styles gonna
That-
start doing meditation.
I'm working on it.
You really love it though.
I know. I'm working on it.
Just being quiet.
I'm working on it.
That's good. Wait. What are you laughing at?
Can we focus on Miguel, please? Don't derail. Don't derail.
Just to bring you in, the constant conversation.
Okay.
Is how people, and you've talked about it. People are on a constant search. They're looking for something. They don't know what they're looking for, and they're not quite happy. So, a lot of people usually turn to a relationship, right? They, whatever your relationship
for
is.
it
So you're
outward.
looking
Yeah.
for your happiness in someone else.
Man.
Every time that's gonna fail you, right?
Man.
Because you put this person in responsibility, in charge of your happiness,
Big
and so
time.
you're not even in charge of yourself. And then every time you're like, "Why can't I find this? And why can't I find that?" Well, because you're looking past yourself,
Right.
So
There's
we
a-
have these talks in here, and they think they turn it. You ain't got the fucking answer.
That's
you got
not
problems
true
too.
because
don't know
you
what the
make
fuck
you make
talking
total
about.
sense. But I also believe that there's nothing wrong for looking at for a
Not saying that.
connection
Nobody's
with
saying
somebody
that,
else.
but you got to connect with yourself
Because
first.
every time we bring that up, you're like, no, no, no.
Yeah, because you guys haven't found yourselves yet.
Yeah, I think fulfilling, knowing you have to be happy and in love with yourself.
Look at Miguel, man.
First,
he got
right?
a robe on, a t-shirt. He meditates and shit.
I'm dadding
He's got
right
gold
now.
teeth and fucking all type. Show your rings off. He don't give a fuck what you
Oh,
think. You know
kiss
why?
the
'Cause
ring.
Exactly.
Kiss
Well, he's
the-
also a celebrity. He can do whatever he wants.
So can you though? Is his point. That's the whole point of the whole fucking album, man. Is do your thing and be free,
I'm
man.
just gonna sit with this album, just sit down, be quiet, and just listen to
You're a
it.
fucking liar. You're a liar.
Maybe Miguel can
Oh man.
heal
Miguel,
me.
have you ever done therapy other than songwriting and things yourself? Have you ever gone to a
Oh
therapist?
my
Do you believe in
yes,
that?
I have absolutely. I think, man, honestly, I wish everyone. I think everyone should, if they can,
Yes.
see a therapist.
And
And,
if-
I don't like to say a therapist, but yeah, someone who
A
yeah,
professional that
Yeah.
can sit and dialogue with you about yourself.
man, unbiased, and you know what I'm saying.
And
give
even
you,
if that
some
person's like
perspective.
an old white Jewish man that doesn't know you, you won't like just because they're telling you about themselves, you won't cancel the appointments.
telling you about themselves, or you're telling
you,
them.
they're telling you about yourself. You're telling them
Right.
about you, and they're giving you
giving you
feedback.
something.
But because they're from a different ethnic background and can't relate
Nah.
to you, you won't cancel the sessions,
No,
right?
what happened? There's something.
Listen,
She was like, I don't want Scotty Beam.
He
I
don't
want
understand
no
me.
old
He don't
white
got the
Jewish man
answers, E.
telling me about
He don't got the-
myself.
Yeah.
Well, see, I believe in therapy, and I've been going through to a therapist for like about a year now, and I feel it's made a difference in my life.
Man.
But then there's times that this one says, I don't know why you're wasting your time on a therapist. Talk to
'Cause
me.
I haven't
I'll
seen
save
a
you the
change
money.
yet. And obviously, this therapist is stringing you along, man. Let's get to it. Man.
right.
Not with you.
He just doesn't believe that you got the right therapist. That's all.
And sometimes there
No.
are the wrong therapists. That's
yeah,
like a real
yeah.
thing.
But
yeah,
I'm
still.
telling you that this is the first time that I connect with the therapist. I've seen other therapists before that I felt like Scotty Beam. I was like, I'm out of here. I cannot.
Yeah.
This time I feel a
that.
connection
Fair
and
enough.
I feel a change. Let me rock at my own pace.
You're right.
I sense a lot of just like.
Miguel,
Every
There's a
day.
lot of
Every
love
day.
here.
Every
There's a lot of
day,
care.
Miguel.
Care. It's a lot of
Every
care.
Every day. Every
It's
day.
good though. It's good.
And you know, and the reason I
Look,
do
I'm
it
like a
obviously is
therapist. I sense
because,
so much. Just
but you do it because you do care about somebody, right?
Yeah,
and when you
right.
work with somebody every day and you see them struggling through things, you're like, yo, hey, what are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
Yeah.
Especially we get up very early, we have long days, and if you're not healthy, you're gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
This job will tear you apart, which
yeah.
I'm sure your job.
Yeah.
And we've seen artists, you know, exhaustion, you know, getting rushed to the hospital, personal lives falling apart because
Yeah.
they haven't found and put together a life that works for them.
yeah.
And it looks like you have.
It's crazy. I'm doing as I think the intention is pure, and so I think to sustain myself with that intention is kind of part of it. You know what I mean? I think we all have our vices. You know what I'm saying? But I think because I plan on doing this for a very long time, there is like a sense of balance and humanity that I really want to keep. You know, and that's what it's about. So yeah.
Miguel, Wildheart's the album.
Wildheart.
It's on sale right now.
Right.
It's Electric Porn R&B Miguel.
There we go. There we go.
I like electric porn, man.
I'm with it.
Yo, don't be afraid of that, man.
I'm not. Trust me, I love porn. Period. I'm just electric porn sounds incredible.
God.
Yes. Who doesn't like porn?
I mean, there are people.
There are some people.
There are some people.
They don't know it for themselves yet.
They're
That's what it
afraid.
is.
They're
a little
afraid to go there
A little
because they
afraid.
know when they get there, it's
Yeah. If you don't watch porn, I kind of wonder. I'm like, yeah, do you really?
What's
yeah,
wrong with
so-
you,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
What are you
so-
insecure about?
Well,
Nah,
let's
nah.
be clear.
I'm kidding.
There's
I'm
certain
kidding.
types of porn that.
Yeah, but that's
Hey,
All right, let's not start that.
maybe they
conversation.
don't. I always wonder for the people who don't watch porn. I'm like, is it that your taste is really extreme and you don't even want to go there?
Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways,
That was a good talk. It was a good talk, Miguel. Always.
thank
man.
you very much.
Yeah,
It's a
man. We'll
pleasure,
share a
bro.
beverage soon.
Sounds good.
All right,
Yeah,
man. Safe
cigar,
travels.
cigar,
Yes, all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Give it up for Miguel. Give it up.